Hey there everyone, this is George from DinosaurGeorge.com answering questions I get from all around the world. Let's dive headfirst into it. Tyler from Toronto, Ontario, Canada says, "Hi, I'm Tyler from Canada." Well, hey Tyler, it's nice to have you contact me. I've been wanting to be a paleontologist since I was 5 years old. I was wondering, what do you find are some of the pros and cons, if any, about this career? Thanks, Tyler. Tyler, good question, man. First of all, I'm so glad to hear that you are interested in getting into paleontology. That's very exciting. The pros, there are so many, it's hard to name them all. Certainly uncovering something that has never been seen before on Earth is one of the most remarkable feelings. It's hard to put into words, but I can tell you that when I uncover a dinosaur bone, even if it's a single bone, to me, it is so amazing to think that you're holding in your hand something that used to be alive and walking on this planet. It's remarkable. Also, the way I work, I get a great opportunity to interact with a lot of people, so I get a tremendous amount of satisfaction in teaching people about dinosaurs and interacting and doing stuff like this, being able to talk to you. So those are the pros. The cons, there's a couple, there's certainly cons in any career, but paleontology has a few that can make it kind of tough. The first is that it is a relatively small science, and so the job opportunities are not as great in paleontology as they would be, say, in other sciences. It's sometimes difficult to be able to get on board with a museum or work for a university. Those jobs are limited, so that's certainly one of the cons about the job. The other is that paleontology is the science of unknowns. And so we may never know the answer to a lot of things. And to me, it's a little frustrating because we don't. Now, that's also one of the pros of the job, is because we're always learning new things and there's always some mystery out there. But I would say probably the biggest con would be that it's a relatively small science in the scheme of things, and it's sometimes hard to get a job. So that would be my opinion of the pros and the cons. But I can tell you this. I began to work in paleontology as a career about 12 years ago, even though I've studied my entire life. I gave up a very, very lucrative career to do this. I don't make a quarter of the money I used to make before, but I will tell you this, Tyler. To me, I would never change anything about what I'm doing. I absolutely love doing this. Money isn't everything. If you're happy, it's far better than making a lot of money. And trust me, my friend, I talk from experience. All right. Let's go to Cecilia from Stockholm. Cecilia says, "Hi, Dinosaur George. I haven't watched all of your video responses, so I may not know if this question has been asked before, but here it is." Well, first of all, Cecilia, welcome. I don't know which Stockholm you're from. I guess, is there Stockholm, Sweden, and Stockholm, Germany? Is that right? Maybe there's even a Stockholm here in the U.S. I don't know. Whatever it is, though, Cecilia, I'm certainly glad to have you with us. Cecilia says, "When and where did feathers first appear? I mean, now you have feathers on Tiangulong, an ornithischian dinosaur, not a saurischian. I myself assume that feathers, or at least proto-feathers, must have appeared before saurischians became saurischians and ornithischians became ornithischians." Thank you for answering my question. Well, first of all, Cecilia, it's my pleasure, and thank you for asking it. Okay, great question. When did feathers first appear? That is tough. Proto-feathers, certainly those things that when we look at them, we might think they were sort of feathers. I think those may have been around much earlier than we used to think. I would not be surprised if they didn't show up even in the Permian. The problem is that when an animal dies, the evidence of feathers does not remain in most cases. So it's a very rare instance where we can see them. I would not be surprised if some of the mammal-like reptiles in the Permian may have even had proto-feathers. How cool would that be to one day discover a Dimetrodon and find out it was covered in furry feather-like appendages? That would be kind of cool looking. Or it had big sweeping feathers coming off of those, off of that big sail. We just don't know. I just don't have enough information to really answer that, Cecilia. So unfortunately, I don't know. But I do believe that feathers were around a little bit earlier than we may think. It's just that finding an environment where something dies and evidence of those feathers being forever trapped in the fossil record, those things are very, very hard to find. And so unfortunately, we just don't know. All right, Chase from Newark, Ohio. Do you think it's weird that I believe in ancient Greek religion over Christianity? You don't answer if you don't have to, but I just needed someone to ask, and I know you are a paleontologist, so please answer. Chase, let me tell you this, my friend. I don't have any... I have tremendous respect for anybody who has any beliefs, whatever they are. And I truly mean that. Myself, I was brought up in a Christian family. But I have tremendous respect for everybody's points of view, and I don't think one is better than the other. I truly don't. My personal belief is that if you have a belief, and that belief is rooted in treating people decently and honestly, then to me, it's irrelevant what it's called. So, Chase, as long as you're leading a good life and you treat others around you like you want to be treated, then I don't think it's any concern, and I don't think it's weird at all that you may believe in that. So that's my opinion. And most importantly, it's just not my job to tell people what to think, except you should all think that dinosaurs are cool. That, my friend, is my job. All right, Jessica from Rochester, Minnesota. Hi, George. I lived in San Antonio from 1998 to 2004. I used to stop in at a store regularly and discuss and buy fossilized shark teeth. I'm wondering if you own such a store and if it still exists. I'm returning for a visit. Would love to find out. Thanks, Jessica. Jessica, yes, that was my store. Wow, that's cool. Absolutely, that was my store. I opened my first store in 1997, and yes, I used to sell a ton of shark teeth. And I will bet you, Jessica, that the minute I see you, I would remember you immediately. I have fond memories of those stores. Unfortunately, I don't have time to run the stores, and I closed the stores about, I guess, 4 or 5 years ago. At one time, I had 3 of them. And I closed them. I just couldn't keep up with that. I was doing so many other things. But when you do come to town, Jessica, send me an email at this address, ask@dinosaurgeorge.com. Let me know when you're coming. Would love to see you again and catch up on old times. Okay, finally, Joseph from Liverpool, England. How fast could my favorite dinosaur, Shuvoey, how fast could my favorite dinosaur, Shuvoey, run? Well, Shuvoey is a little tiny guy. I want to say he's 2 or 3 feet long, not very large. So that means he's probably not a very fast dinosaur when we think of fast. Now, let me say this. Because he was little, I bet you that little cat could zip around relatively quickly. He kind of looks like, he's sort of built like a, sort of like an ostrich dinosaur, only a miniature version. I would venture to say that if I had to guess an actual speed, maybe he could run about 10 miles an hour for a short distance, maybe a little bit faster than that. I just don't know. He's got such short legs, it's so hard to tell. But anyway, I think he's a little cool dinosaur, and I'm surprised that you like him so much because he's kind of an obscure dinosaur, but I think he's wickedly cool. All right, everybody, if you have a question and you want to write to me, go to my website, dinosaurgeorge.com, click on the Ask Dinosaur George page, fill out the form, send it to me, and I will do my very best to answer it. But keep in mind, we get 1,000 questions a month. We can't even read them all, let alone answer them all. So if you've ever written to me and I don't write back, don't be frustrated. Just keep trying. Until next time, everybody, take care of yourself. Take care of all of the people around you. And for you young people out there, you need to continue to practice your reading. Remember, I've told you this 1,000 times. It's very important, and it is. And to everybody out there, use good manners. We're all on this planet together. We might as well be nice to each other. Take care. I'll see you guys all again soon.